That's the truth. No.
Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free, the Sheeple Movement, and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I wasn't able to get Portable so far. I have his number. I called, he didn't pick. So I have a story to share with you. There was a lady. Someone said, wondering why you come live so late Niger time, because most of my customers are in the US and Canada. So I'm waiting for her. She has actually come before, so this is like an update. I'm not going to take too much of your time because I'm tired. So I'm waiting for her to join, to send me a request. Excuse me. All right, she's here with me now. Sorry, bro. Sorry if you're tired and sleepy. Content to me. How are you doing? Oh, you don't they get your suitors already? We'll talk about that. Okay, my sister Jennifer, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, real quick, share your story again with the people who are just joining now for the first time. Go ahead.
Okay, it's about the fallopian tube ligation. Let me put it that way. It's about the tube ligation, like 3 months ago. It should be exactly 3 months ago that I came online to talk about it. And then you gave them 2 weeks to show up until now. I don't think any one of them has shown up. So I went there after this whole thing. I requested for my medical reports because like the story that time I told the story that my ex-husband told me that he signed for the tube ligation. But when we went to the justice court, he denied it.
Okay.
He said he's not even aware of it. I said he's not even aware that such a thing was done, nothing like that. So I went to the hospital. I called the MD there. I told him that I needed my medical reports. So he said I should come over. I went there. He brought out the file. And it took Arjolad Hospital 1 month to provide my medical reports. Reason I don't know. Before that medical report came out, I do call even the man, Mr. Frank, in charge of the medical report thing. I do call him, I'll be asking, why is this medical report taking you people time to provide? Because I don't understand what is happening. When I spoke with the director, he told me that there is no hospital, no matter how small, that will do such thing, ligation, without consent of one of us. See that, especially me, that my husband signed the ligation consent form. Yes, I said, okay, that is why I'm here. I need the consent. I need my medical reports. I know that I was okay that time. It was not an emergency. Fine, I was not in labor, no contraction, no pain. It was just water that I was seeing. And they gave us 2 options. You know, I told you they asked if they should, what was the name of that? And to induce me, yes, induction. And they said that one might fail. And we chose CS. So since then, I've been asking, and I think on the 7th and the 14th that the medical report finally came out, and I saw it, and they told me that they can't find the consent form. Then I asked them, how come you people cannot find the consent form? I saw my file, and you told me, Mr. Frank in charge, told me that everything that I am requesting for are inside the file from the day of my antenatal to the last day that I was discharged from the hospital. And they said, Arjola said they can't find the consent form. I'm like, okay, did you separate the consent form from the file? Because I know everything should be inside the file.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They said they can't find the consent form that, as far my husband signed, that they don't have any problem. I said, okay, you have to prove to me
that your husband signed, yeah.
And I need the consent form. It's only the consent form that will provide, that will let me know that he signed, because he said he's not even aware of it. They said no, it's not like, can he say that when the matter gets to court, Arjola said they will come and defend themselves that he actually signed. I'm like, okay, even if I don't know, you are talking to someone, how can you tell me a whole big hospital like this that you can't find consent form and you expect me to believe that there was, I even told the man, the MD, this one I don't think there was a consent form at all. I don't know whether he told you it was a verbal something. Go ahead and do such thing, and you went ahead and you did it, and you people are telling me, as long as you people brought out the file, if there was a consent form, that consent form should be inside my file. I don't know the story they are telling me. They said they can't find it. Then I spoke with the doctor that I'm talking to. That one said it's not possible. That Arjola need to bring out, if there was a consent form, they should bring it out. That is not possible for such thing to be done without consent form. That they just do it. So that is what is on ground. That is what is on ground. They said they can't find the consent form.
So your tubes were, now, did you ask Arjolad if this your tubes that they tied, is it something that can be reversed?
It was not tied. It was removed. That was my story. That was the 2 things I said my ex-husband showed me that time. It was not tied. It was removed.
Wow.
It was removed. That is the tubal ligation, not tied. If it was something that is, at least somebody can still go for another surgery for them to untie it. This one was not tied. It was removed. That is the tubal ligation. It was removed totally. And
No.
they said they can't find the consent form.
So they can't find the consent form. What's the name of the hospital?
It's Arjolad at Bagada.
Arjolad at Bagada. All right, Arjolad at Bagada, we want to hear from you guys. And both of your tubes were tied.
Were removed.
Were removed. How many children do you have?
I have 3. And that was done at the age of 27. Yes, I was 27 when they did that thing.
Okay, how old are you now?
Kids. Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 37.
10 years. This was done 10 years ago.
Yes.
But
I just discovered.
How did you discover?
It was when I ran a test at Afri Global. That was December 1st, 2022. December 1st that I went for HSG test. Yes, HSG. That confirmed that the tubal ligation, my two fallopian tubes were not visualized, something like that, were not there. So
wow,
that was how I got to know.
Wow. So it took you 10 years to find out.
Yeah, because what my ex told me that time was that they did, he was telling me is a 6 years thing, 6 years family. First, he told me it was permanent. At the end, he said no, it's not permanent. It's 6 years because family wanted to come in to ask him why. Then he turned it and said it's 6 years something. So it was that last year I discovered that such thing was actually done on me. That last year, December 1st, I did the test.
Wow. All right, I want to bring a few people on so I can hear their perspectives. All right. Please, if you are watching TV, please reduce the TV in the background. Reduce TV. Samaria, I think is your TV. Reduce TV. Okay, God bless you. So what are your thoughts on this particular issue?
Can I ask a quick question, please? Ma'am, first of all, I'm sorry to hear this. I apologize sincerely. But the few questions I have to ask you is, were you having a complication before this?
No.
There wasn't any complication?
At all.
So the person involved in your life, did he consent to this, really? Do you really think it's something he could have consented to?
Well, yes. Yes.
Well, 10 years is cool. I mean, 10 years is still within the range that they should be able to provide the documents should they say you consented or he did to it. The hospital should be able, because it's 10 years, it's not 11 years. I mean, it's a hospital, and they always tell us to document whatever, anything you do to your client, document it, because they can pull it up after 9 years, 10 years, which is cool. I mean, I think you should try and talk to the person you were involved with at that time. At the same time, do not let the case go. So if you weren't having any complication,
I want to ask, where's the hospital? Is it Nigeria? It's Nigeria. It's Bagada. It's Nigeria. My sister is Nigeria.
It's Nigeria, but still something can be done.
My sister is Nigeria. They told her they can't provide it.
They should be able. You should get a good lawyer. Go to good court. They should be able, because it's 10 years. They're still within the range that they should be able to bring out those documents.
Now, lawyers in the house.
It's kind of time-consuming, expensive, and the rest of them, but she shouldn't give up on that.
Lawyers in the house. Lawyers in the house. Can we please advise this lady? If you're a lawyer in the house, please send me a request. All right. Ngozi Chimamanda, I said nothing can be done.
I mean, that's why I asked her if she had a complication. Maybe let's say something was wrong with her.
She said no, she doesn't have. She never had complications. She now said her ex, right, is someone who's liable to consent to it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
the very sad situation.
To me, there's foul play.
I mean, if she was cool, she wasn't in an emergency situation. They don't have any reason to to have the ex consent if she was okay.
No, she said something about family planning, right?
Okay, tell them the story again. How did this happen?
Yeah.
It was about like 10 years ago. when I had my last child. At that day, I was just seeing only water. It was just water, no pain, no contraction, nothing. It was just water. So when we got to the hospital, they said they were going to induce me or induction, something like that. But the doctor said the induction might fail. We said, okay, let's go for CS. My ex, all of us, we both agreed for CS. And it was morning, something past 10. And the doctor told me that they won't do the CS and that morning because I've eaten. That the food that I ate need to digest first before they will carry out the CS. And they gave me time around that 4 p.m. So there was no pain, nothing. And that's the only first CS ever. The two other ones I gave birth normal. It was normal delivery. Except the last one. Even I've sent my medical report to Daddy Freeze. It's there with him. They didn't even say I had something like anything, complications or emergency something. They didn't say nothing like that. They just said the couple chose tubal ligation. I'm like, we didn't discuss anything like that. At the age of 27, how could I have chosen? I don't even know what is tubal ligation then. I don't know anything concerning that field.
When you were in that state, there's no way you would have made a decision. But what about your husband?
But does the husband have the right to choose?
After 2 weeks of giving birth, that was when he came to me. He brought two things. He brought two things home. And they were already dried. I could not really figure it out very well. He said this was what the doctor removed from me. I'm like, what was that? I asked him, what is this one? He said that it was outside when the matron came to him. That since I have two kids and the pregnancy is the third one, that I should go for family planning. And the matron told him that I should do family planning. Then he consented to it. That it was after he signed.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So he said, he told me, said it was permanent. I'm like, permanent? How could you do such thing without my consent, without my... Then later, he's a policeman.
You were just ignorant. The treat you were just ignorant. That's it.
Yes. So he quickly changed it. He said is 6 years thing. I said okay. Then after like 2 years, I started having these strange feelings. Libido dropping, the menstruation not flowing like that again, and I do complain to him that this is what I'm going through. Him too will be looking for solution. So it was last year.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
It was last year that I got to know that it was the two fallopian tube that were removed. That he showed to me at that time. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. He didn't discuss it with me. We never had any discussion at home of family planning or nothing at all. But this time, he said he's denying it. He said he's not even aware that such thing was done. He's not aware. He's denying it big time. And you know how Nigeria police behave now? They can anything, lie and all that. He's denying it. And the only thing that will prove it is the medical report, the consent form that he actually signed for tubal ligation. Arujolad Hospital said they can't find. They brought out the file, and yet no consent form. That is what I don't understand. And
you can't get it.
Quick question, sorry. Was this done during your delivery or after you already had your baby?
It was during the delivery, it was during the CS.
You won't even be with your senses.
On the cost of
you won't be with yourself, you understand?
Yeah, because of that stuff
even after having that CS, 2-3 days she'll still be dancing reggae. You know what I'm saying?
I have to say I didn't dance reggae, I beg. That's yes, I didn't dance reggae.
My dear, it depends where. It depends where. Okay, it depends the person we do for you.
But I hope we are learning.
No, I mean with the medication and all that.
I hope your viewers, women, men, I hope the ladies are learning from this too.
Yeah, because I was trying to point out to you that number one, she would not get any report. Madam, forget it. You were duped by the man you had kids for. He consented to it. He said permanent. I mean, why would somebody even... no, Jesus is Lord. That was too much of it.
But this is something you should have discussed. I mean, this would have been discussed even before you had your baby.
I mean, why
We
would
never
they
discussed
decide
anything
to
like
take
that.
something away from you without your consent?
I'm really surprised that a hospital would have a woman, would have a procedure performed on a woman outside what she came for without her consent. I understand she may have been under the influence of anesthesia, but
You
then...
know, when a woman is married, and when it has to do with CS, either by family or by husband.
It's not professional.
Look,
See, let me tell you, when I was in labor, right? I tried normal delivery. I couldn't. That was the one who told them. There was nothing they didn't do. They brought the mirror. They tried to see if I would drag the rope. The nurses, they brought a lot of techniques. I told them, this is not going to come out from here. Everywhere closed. I told the doctor, I can't do this. That was what I told him. My ex-husband was there. I said, I can't do this. CS, please. And the doctor tried to encourage me to. I said, I can't do this. And he was like, he just gave them signs, CS immediately. And that was how I was moved to the theater. So, no matter the pain you are under, unless they start, they're not just going to induce you. No, sorry, they're not just going to give you an anesthesia just like that and get you sedated without something. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you should be able to just say she was ignorant of it. Because I was conscious of my environment and I still give consent.
Listen, don't be too harsh.
No, I'm not trying to be harsh.
No. When you say ignorant, everyone is not like you. You might be super strong. You know how to handle things. No, for real. When you say she was ignorant, I think that was slightly harsh because everybody's body is different. Everybody's experience is different. Every hospital is different. The laws and the bylaws, the regulations you speak about, in Nigeria, not every hospital practice what you preach.
They should. That's the standard of the ethics. The ethics are ethics everywhere. There's no
Madam, we're talking about Nigeria. Wake up to reality. Okay? We're talking about Nigeria. What is happening in Lekki?
The ethics of profession is the same.
The profession is the same word. It's not the same that everybody practices. Understand?
That's the thing. People are
Understand what
different.
Nigeria is.
Right.
Okay? What happens in Lekki if they charge Daddy Freeze for paracetamol and they say pay 10,000? In the mainland, they say 1,000. Everybody, even me, I will drag it. Paracetamol 1,000. Are you what kind of headache? Leave the headache. I will go and fight for you. I will sleep. I will drink water. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let me
ask you one question, if you don't mind. Ma'am, I can't remember the name of the hospital you mentioned, but do you think
she said July.
Do you think a hospital of that standard, I don't know the hospital, but let me just say, before somebody would, if you go through the university, I understand that there are medical errors, people make mistakes. People fail the law and stuff like that. But do you think that someone would deliberately take such a huge risk to risk his or her license, and the owner of the hospital would take such a risk to risk that particular establishment?
What part of the universe are you from? Nigeria is not part of this earth. Nigeria is an entity on its own. Nigeria is a country that has laws, breaks laws. They can even create a law right in front of you there, and there's nothing you will do because the government.
But I'm just wondering, because her case has nothing to do with life and death.
Her case has nothing to do with life and death. That's the situation that was presented to her. Her situation may have looked like, oh, you have to do this. Remember.
Okay, let's ask her.
Involved.
Okay, let's ask her.
Was involved.
Let's ask her this question. You say you've been to the court, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Not the regular court. Not the regular court. Is this a justice court? I don't know if you've heard of it. Justice court.
So what did they tell you?
Why don't you go to a regular court?
When they asked him, he denied it over there. He said he's not even aware. He denied it. And the judge tried educating him that this thing is a crime. If you actually signed, let us know. There is no way hospital will do such thing without anybody signing for it. She might not be the one. She is not aware. They didn't discuss that thing with me. It was just them, because once you enter the labor ward, you're not allowed to go out again till after delivery. You can't go out. So he was just there when he said the matron went to him outside and talked to him concerning family planning. So they told him there. And what they told me there in that court, they said I can take the case to the normal court. I should go ahead. That is a criminal case. I took the matter there before, because to get a good lawyer, you have to have the cash, the finance to get a good lawyer that will stand and fight this case. They told him this is a criminal case. And they gave me the license as in the authority that I should take the matter to anywhere that I feel like.
All right.
Since it's not owning up.
All right.
That was what he just said.
What I think is, when that thing happened, your husband gave that consent. That's just the clean truth. I mean, to you asked him, and he even changed his story, like probably once or twice, saying no, that he wasn't permanent. He chose for was it 5 years, and then later again, he made it sound like probably he was also duped.
Okay.
You get.
If she went to the court.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much. I want to bring somebody else. Samaria, continue what you're saying. Thank you, my sister Dream Lawal. Thank you so much. I just want to bring somebody else.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Jennifer.
Okay, hi, Miss Jennifer. Because I'm trying to understand, if you went to the court and they were unable to, pass judgment or do something or come up with something reasonable enough, that means there is more to this story. Not like there's more to the story. I'm not trying to put you wrong, but what I'm trying to say is, okay, if they referred you to another court, then, like you rightly said, yeah, I understand it's expensive getting a lawyer and the rest of them, but I just wish, I don't know lawyers in the house, anyone that will be willing to help her out. I mean, should you guys win the case, you can always take your money from there. People do that. Did you try things like this? Did you try to convince anyone? Did you try to, what are you trying to do about it? Because we just keep focusing on what happened. Let's look for solutions to get justice for you. I think that's what we should be talking about.
What the doctor that I'm talking to, what he said is, if they cannot provide the consent form, even if they provide the consent form, that as long as my signature is not there, I didn't sign anything, it's still a crime on Anjola, the hospital itself. That they have to pay if they don't provide the consent form. We need the consent form.
Okay. How much do you need? Hold on. How much do you need for a lawyer?
Freeze, honestly, I don't know. I've not done
you can't say that. You can't say that, because how do we help you?
I took it to justice court that time was because the first lawyer I spoke to asked me to go and bring 250 for a start. I'm like, where do you want me to get the money from? For a start, where do you want me to get that kind of money from? Because the lawyer said that is the only place, that taking the matter to normal court, that is where I will get the justice I truly deserve, because it is a criminal case. Al-Jolad, my ex-husband, they just have to pay for what they did without my consent. So when I said I don't have money to, that was why I went to justice court. And there they said, this one is, the case is more than them. That is a criminal case. And they don't handle criminal cases. If you've heard of Al-Jolad, justice court, they don't handle criminal case. They said this one is more than them. That is a criminal case that I should get a lawyer and take the case to court.
All right.
So I don't know how much.
All right. We're going to end here. I need legal advice on this matter. Do we have a lawyer that's willing to take this case up pro bono? If not, can we raise some money so she can go to court? What are our plans? How do we handle this? Guys, please give advice. Samaria, what's your take on this?
Daddy Freeze, honestly, this case is something else. But okay, let's start with her. Let's ask her, what do you want?
What I want is justice. Get a lawyer to fight this fight for me. That's what I just want, justice. I want justice. Because if I don't talk, if I don't open up this thing, I don't know if Arujolad is at fault or my ex-husband. You know, for man to do such a thing, and the next thing, you guys, he sent me away, and that very year, 10 months later, he got married to another woman. The pain is there. It's too much.
You know, do you see your children?
Are you doing this as a revenge, or you're doing it because you want justice?
No, I want justice. They didn't tell me before it was done. They should have sought for my consent, especially Arujolad. Especially the hospital. How do they do such a thing without my consent? And now provide the consent form. They said they can't find the consent form. And I asked the guy, do you used to separate consent form from files? He said yes. I said, I don't understand. Who does that? Why can you separate consent form from file? I don't know. I just want justice. That is what I want.
Okay, do you see your children?
Yes, and you know, I told you that time that it was denying me access to the children. So it was when we went to justice court, and they gave me once a week to see them, and I'm not okay with that. How can it be just for me to be seeing my children once in a week? After that, I was until the other week they're on holiday, I can't see them. So at least when we get to court, I might be lucky. They will give me their custody. They will grant me my children custody. They are the only one I have.
Now, do you have a job? Why did they give him? Why did they give him the children custody and you visitation rights? Why didn't they give you custody?
I don't know. I don't know. That area I can't explain. You know, I'm still letting you know that this is a policeman. He's ASP, so they know how they are. You know.
Okay. What job? Do you have a job?
Please, don't forget. Who signed your CS consent?
What did you say?
Your cesarean section consent form. Who signed it?
He was the one that signed, and I signed too. It was after that one was done, you know, they gave me time that the matron came to me. The matron came to me first. After we concluded on having the CS, and they gave me time that it was going to be around that 4 p.m. because of the food I ate. Then around that past 12, that was when the matron came to me first that, how are you, young lady? How many children do you have? I told her. She said, would you like to go for family planning? I told her, I don't know if my husband will agree to it. And she said, okay, where is your husband? I said, he's outside. That was all. I did not call him on phone to let him know that this is what the matron told me, because we didn't discuss anything like that. I don't now know if it's the same matron that went to him. According to him, he said the matron came to him and he gave his consent. My question to him first is, did you discuss it with me? I didn't tell you anything. We didn't discuss that. So this tribalization thing was after we concluded on doing the CS. It was after we concluded.
Did they tell you why they gave your husband custody to the children?
Yes. In the yes, they told me, because the judge said I should have gone with the kids when I was going. And I explained to the judge, I said, he asked me to leave his house, and I told him I was not going without my children, that I won't go without them. Then he gave me time. He gave me 6 months to leave his house. I said, okay. While walking on how to leave his house with my kids. That was when he brought police home. Police from Mowe division. He brought police home to arrest me, and they took me to station. And they told me that the DPO said I have 48 hours to leave his house. And I told them I was not going.
Police.
Yes.
Is telling you are
at the Mowe police station here.
Mowe police station.
Mowe.
Police is telling you to leave your husband's house. As in, are we well in this Nigeria? Are we okay? Police is telling you to leave your husband's house.
Yes. Yes. They asked me, I wrote undertaking. They said the DPO said I should leave. I have 48 hours to leave. No, I was begging. I said, I don't have anywhere to go.
How can a DPO? How can a DPO? Please, I'm looking for people inside police force. May they go ask this DPO. How can a DPO tell you you have 48 hours to leave your husband's house?
For no good reason.
Were you fighting? Were you fighting with your husband? Still, why should that be?
Yes, we had an agreement. We had a misunderstanding.
Was it physical?
We were fighting. When he asked me to leave his house, he said the marriage is over.
You don't end a marriage like that. You see, my problem is ignorance of the law, lack of money. Were you living in a police barrack?
No. We're not living in a police barrack. It was his own personal house. And we're here at Mowe. His own personal, not police barrack. And they said I should leave. And they gave me time. I begged for 2 weeks.
Okay. The other day I said you should get a lawyer and get in touch with us. The problem with these kind of cases is even you don't know exactly. If you had come and say, I have a lawyer, my lawyer is charging 350K, I'll say, yeah, Samaria, bring 50K. This person bring, till we get the money and then you can go to court. But the problem is you don't even know. You want us to get you lawyer. We don't have lawyers on standby.
I told you that I spoke with a lawyer before I went to justice. I said I should go and bring 250 for the start. And I told him I don't have. It's not as if there is no lawyer. I have. You can get lawyer anywhere.
Some people are asking if you were legally married. Some people are asking
Were
if you were legally married.
Were you legally married?
We were not. You know, I told you the story that time that he did a fake registry. I don't know if you've forgotten. I told you of the marriage that.
If you are not legally married, then he can drive you out of your house. If you are not legally married, then he can drive you out of, because you can drive a girlfriend out of your house. It's your wife you cannot drive. Okay, you know what? Go and get a lawyer. Go and look for a good lawyer. A lawyer that would also not charge, because we are going to try to raise money to help you. So we don't need expensive lawyers. Okay? So go and get a regular lawyer and a good lawyer, and then come back next week, 2 weeks from now, we'll gather again. Now you have a lawyer, you have how much he's charging, then we can all work something out. Is that fine?
Okay.
Someone said common law after 10 years. Not in Nigeria. Common law marriage does not apply in Nigeria. Nigeria can be funny as long as there is no legal document binding the two of you. You won't even be able to collect your children yourself. Okay, someone says, what if we get the lawyer ourselves to be on a safe side financially? That's okay. So let's get a lawyer if we can. But my problem is I don't want to tell her that we'll get her a lawyer and then we are here 6 months from now, still we haven't gotten any lawyer. So you go and get a lawyer. We'll also look for a lawyer. Whoever can look for a lawyer and whoever can give us a free lawyer too, we'll be looking forward to that.
I will also check. I think I have a few friends that are lawyers, but it depends what the kind of lawyers they are.
In Nigeria, Abi?
They're special.
Okay. So let's pick it up.
Somebody that knows his or her onions, because this is not a small case.
It's not a small case. It's not a small case.
We need someone who knows his or her onions.
So as far as I'm concerned, you have more of a case with the hospital and your husband than you have over they drove you out of the house. If there is no marriage certificate and there is no traditional marriage, did he pay your dowry?
Yes.
Oh, then there's a marriage. So he paid your dowry. Then there's a marriage. Do you have pictures of the wedding where he went to pay your dowry?
Yes, I do.
Keep them very well low.
Daddy Free, sorry, would you mind? Daddy Free, is it possible? Would you like to invite her husband over for
I have told the husband to come. The husband refused to come. He said he was coming, then he never came. If you have as much as pictures from a traditional wedding and your family members can bear witness that he paid your dowry, then there is a marriage. The law covers customary marriage very well.
There's a comment. Someone said if she's lucky to be able to go to
Femi Falano,
they can get a free representation or something.
Okay, guys. So, all right, guys. So, send me a DM if you're a lawyer. Send me a DM if you want to support the lady financially with getting a lawyer. You go and get a lawyer. Let's convene again in 2 weeks. Okay? All right. Within that 2 weeks, we also want to hear from your husband. What's your husband's name?
His name is Friday Agbebaku and Ovio Suwame. You know his two names I told you that time.
Oh, this story long. Okay, Mr. Friday, we would like to see you and hear your own side of the story. We've said this before. We'd like to hear your own side of the story. Thank you very much, Samaria. My sister, let's see what can be done. Take care. God bless you all.
All right. Bye-bye.